It's on.
It is on.
Yep. All right, I have to mute it on my end.
Yeah, if you have it on your screen, it might like give you double audio or something. So just have to watch for that. All right, boys, ready to go?
Always.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the After the Scales Christmas special. It's our second annual, presented as always by DJD Graphics. I'm Sean Blight, along with my co-host Jacob Dove. We've got Bert Clements from Dirt Late Nation. He's going to be monitoring the YouTube chat. So any questions you guys want to fire off, drop them in there. Bert's going to read them out. And another co-host of ours from the all-Star Circuit of Champions, back from a brutal injury, looking like $1 million. It's our buddy Bobby Elliott. How's it going, man?
It's going well, honestly, really well. Just cold in Michigan. Trying to get through the winter, build some race cars, and have some fun.
Yeah, you got the clean bill of health not long ago. So tell us the latest for you. And I don't know how much of your plans you can get into for next year, but just tell us the latest with what's going on with you.
Yeah, no, it's been good. About the week of Thanksgiving, I finally got cleared to rip again another season, and that's what we're planning on doing. And just got all the cars back, and I don't know if anyone saw, but on Facebook, basically got pretty much sponsored a car for next year by the Catch Fence people, Brian Paulus, and all those people with that team. Pretty amazing what they done for me, and they completely, I mean, exceed my expectations times 1,000. Great people there. Catch
I don't know
Fence.
if anyone saw, but on Facebook,
Honestly, it's really been a blessing to have them on my side, and yeah, just so plan is kind of start racing the beginning of the year again as early as possible. And I don't have a decision on what I'm doing again next year, but just kind of trying to piece everything together, between building cars, building my main car and having that catch fence car, just going through everything, marking everything, being as prepared as possible. And that's pretty much the name of the game for us again this year. Just I don't feel like we were as prepared as we could have been last year. So just kind of adjusting towards that and making ourselves better prepared for the next year always, and always trying to get better, and staying and being on the simulator and talking racing and all that stuff, trying to find the next speed secrets, going to PRI, stuff like that. All the good stuff.
yeah, first and foremost, we're glad you can join us, and we're glad that you're okay from that scary crash. Kind of go back a little bit. I know when we had you on before, everything was kind of anticipating for the season, and now that the season's over, nobody wants to go through a scary crash like that, and we're glad that you're going to be able to recover and move forward for next year.
Yeah, no, definitely was kind of a snowball year. Had some issues at the beginning, especially, wrecking a car earlier in the year, and just kind of snowballed from there. Speed week wasn't the best for us. I think that was definitely a low light of my season with speed week, and just the struggles of building three cars and back to back to back nights, basically rebuilding a car every night to try and get onto the track and still having issues. Just the frustration from that's pretty, I mean, substantial. And, we were able to do some great things though, making high limit shows and, running third to Blaney at Sharon and leading laps there. And, that stuff was more valuable to me than anything. And, having the back injury deal that sets you back. But we were on a good run up. At I-96, we had completely, I think, just outdone our expectations. Had family there and everything, and sponsors and people like that, and just to be able to put a top five run together at I-96 is really important for me. To be an all-star and just do that. That was really awesome. And then back it up the next night, go quick time, and be very good at Waynesfield and stuff like that. That was like a highlight of my year pretty much. And then being able to go on and, unfortunately what happened to Attica, and, nothing really we could do there, but just kind of had to get healed up. And I knew that was going to be kind of a long journey, and from, I guess, basically September 1st to November. It was always like a little bit of a struggle and just watch what I can do. And then, it all worked out and all clear. Doesn't hurt that much anymore, but no, it's good, to be back and to say that I can get that clear for next season. I'm really excited. It's it kind of my family here has kept me up and everything and kept me going and motivated through it all. So I really appreciate all of them. And my sisters give me some great motivation along the season. And yeah, just keep digging, keep fighting. I think that's one thing, we did the season very well, is just keep digging 24/7.
And how was PRM, man? I saw you and Sydney and Skylar went. I've never been. I don't think Jacob or Bert, you guys have been either. So what was that experience like?
It's honestly great. You meet with a lot of great people and just like people, who make the parts on your car and stuff that are, on PA and stuff like that. Like the DMI guys, Dave Ely and them, great people to meet and talk to and see face to face that one time a year where it's like, I feel like everyone in the sprint car world is within that, 1 square mile of that building. And that's a pretty amazing thing, to see all the cool trailers and see all the, innovations in sprint car racing, not just like for the speed of it, but for, the safety of it. And like, me and my dad spent a lot of time at the XC Monkey Bars booth, trying to figure out a way where I can prevent, my back being broken again and stuff like that. It's a really good way to get out and see stuff and touch, feel, see, talk to people, make it. It's a very great show to go to. I recommend it. Honestly, you should go. It's amazing, especially for PR. Everyone tries to release their schedule or what they're doing next season. I think it's the best place to be, honestly, in the middle of December. Everyone's in the same little space, so it's pretty fun.
Now, Bobby, you're only 19, like we just confirmed off camera, so I can't ask you about what adult beverage you're having for the show, but it is the holidays. That's why we're having the Christmas show. So kind of talk about away from racing, what are some of the, cool things your family might do for the holidays? I know your sisters, involved with your racing too, with the merch and all that. So I'm sure you guys have a cool way of celebrating the holidays.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, my celebration of holidays was a few weeks ago. I got to go down to Indiana and watch her little dog that she has, Enzo. So that was kind of my celebration with her. No, I'm kidding. She'll come back home and be with us and everything for a few days. And well, it's nice because for me, it's like all my friends come home from college and everything. I can kind of hang out with them and be with my family and, celebrate here Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Eve, go to my family's house and my grandma's on Christmas Day. And it's a good time, honestly. It's good to reconnect with family, especially because I miss so much out of the summer. It's like you need to make the time count when you're with not just family, but with friends, honestly, for, the off season and everything. They're there even though you're not. And it's really nice to see who's sticking around, to see who's talking to you. And yeah, honestly, just trying to enjoy it as much as I can, trying to enjoy the crappy weather. And yeah.
And speaking of college, hate to bring this up, we got to talk Michigan football. Rough end of the year.
Rough end of the year.
Who's the next coach, man? Who you got lined up? You put your application in or what?
No, not me. I think my dad put his application in, honestly. I think my dad would do a pretty good job. I think so, yeah, no, I just that was a rough deal. And I actually have a buddy who goes to Michigan. He texted me that day. He's like, it's so quiet on campus. And I'm like, well, it probably should be, So no, it's great hearing from them and everything. I just finished up college myself for my third semester, and that was an interesting time. But glad to be done with school, kind of relax a little bit, get to build some race cars and all the fun stuff, honestly.
All right. I got one more. We got Ben Mayer coming up. I got another Christmas one here for you, Bobby.
Yeah.
2026 coming up. Santa's going to grant you one wish. You got one present under the tree. What are you wishing for?
Wow. Probably a brand new, 286 Kistler motor. I definitely need another motor for next season. So that's what I need. That right there, that'll check off all the things. 273 even. I don't care. 297. It could be a GB. I just need another motor. Honestly, it's kind of the one hole in our operation is just the motor deal. Got one and try to milk the most out of you can out of it. But sometimes you need another one. It makes stuff a lot easier on me and my family and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely one of the Christmas wish list things.
And Bert, do we got any live questions yet?
Yeah, Daniel asked, "What's the biggest challenge when racing a sprint car?"
I'd say honestly, just man, bring up a good point there. Trying to balance, your car, get your car balanced because you can't be too tight for qualifying or anything, or else, it just becomes an issue. So freeing up the car and being able to drive in there and get it lean left enough and not rolling it over on any tire too much or anything. Just trying to keep it as stable as possible and just hold it wide open. And qualifying, beginning of the night, definitely means the most. And you got to start from there and you got to go from there. And it kind of sets up the rest of your night. So qualifying, that's for sure.
Well, Bobby's sticking around with us to co-host, and joining us now is the Cars Tour Pro Late Model Champion and Rookie of the Year, Asphalt Super Late Model driver Ben Mayer out of Chester, Maryland. Ben, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So, Ben, you're actually one of our drivers on the Christmas show that we haven't had on before. Having different guys from different disciplines, and we wanted to have you represent the Asphalt Late Model guys. And you even made some NASCAR Truck Series starts with Young's Motorsports. So, kind of walk us through your season. It was a pretty solid one considering your accomplishments.
Yeah, well, at the beginning of the season, it was our main goal is to just have a good season, get a couple wins. We didn't think that getting a championship was really going to be our main goal. And then I started off season pretty early with the points lead. So it was kind of shifted what we were doing a little bit. I played a little safer in some spots that I definitely could have been a little more aggressive in. And some of those I might regret, some might not. But other than that, just the TA2 and the trucks was definitely a new experience. TA2 was more just for seat time, getting in the car, staying in there, because you have to stay in the car as much as you can. And then, so we had an opportunity with Nick to run some TA2 stuff. And then the Young's Motorsports trucks was a great experience, and just getting ready for what is to come next year. So that's just more seat time and experience. Didn't expect to go out and win the thing, but was definitely trying to do as good as I could.
Yeah, Ben, how did the Truck Series deal? How did that come together for you?
Both of them were kind of last minute things. We were Lime Rock was definitely last minute. We just found a sponsor. Actually, we didn't find a sponsor. We knew we had a opportunity to get in the truck like a couple weeks before the race happened, and then we found a sponsor and made it happen. And then Charlotte, we knew they had open, so we just kept working on that after Lime Rock. So we had a little bit more time before Charlotte, but it finally came together. We finally got the sponsorship we needed to run the race for like just a few weeks before. So
Got any questions, Bobby?
Yeah, I'd say so what was your way through like pavement racing? Like how'd you get to where you are now? Because I have a lot of unique ways. Like I race quarter midgets on the way up, and like I know a lot of people have a lot of different things like that. So how'd you get to the point you're at now?
I started in go-karts when I was 3 years old, like the pavement road go-karts, like did all the big series like SCUSA, USPKS, WKA, CKNA, and I won a lot of championships in that and races. Was very successful in karting, and eventually moved to like Legends cars and sprint cars. I did not full size sprint cars. I did micro sprints for a few years, and then just my parents thought they were too dangerous, so they pulled me out of those. And we got a Miata that I ran for a while, and then when I was 13, I think when I was 12, I did stadium super trucks. And when I was 13, I did nitro cross and kept doing those for a few years just to get in front of sponsorship and get as much exposure as I possibly could. And then that really worked out. And from the nitro cross, we got a sponsor to do some TA2 for a year. And they ended up giving me a lot of money to do that. And that helped. So we got into TA2, and we eventually got an opportunity with another team, which helped me progress a lot further. And it was just from there, it just opportunities arise. Chevy came around and helped me a lot, and without them, none of this really would have been possible, because they brought me in front of the late model guys, set up most of the late model stuff I've done in the past year or so. And the trucks, they helped that deal come together. So yeah, there's just been opportunities that keep pushing us along and a little bit further and further every time that it's got me to this point.
Yeah. No, I get that. You kind of like doors open, doors open, doors open. That's really cool to see, because I went quarter midgets, micros, sprint cars. So it's just interesting to see everyone's path and everything. So yeah, no, micros is definitely a dangerous one, but a great one to do.
Yeah.
And set you up for running for Setzer Racing and Development and the six car, obviously with the Chevrolet development. Just kind of share how, you're a young driver, so obviously you got a lot of time and talent to develop. But I imagine, now that you've gotten some experience running the trucks, that eventually you're going to be running, on Sundays one day. That's probably your goal, and running for NASCAR, even though you got different diverse backgrounds. So I imagine that NASCAR Cup Series is probably your goal one day.
Yeah, that's eventually the goal. There's nothing really, in my point of view, that I would want to do more. And it's just all these steps. You got to start at a really young age, decide on what path you want to go on. And everything that I've done really has pointed towards NASCAR Cup. So that's what the end goal is.
What were some of the favorite tracks that you ran at? Maybe places you've never been before that really stuck out and you had a blast at?
I think North Wilkesboro was really fun. I also like a lot of the road courses. Just with like TA2 stuff like Road America, VIR, stuff like that. Those are really fun tracks.
Our chat's asking what can be the biggest advantage or disadvantage component when driving a pro late model?
I think the biggest advantage is just racecraft. I definitely think, if you're trying to progress into NASCAR, late model stocks are probably the better route to go just because they're more similar, heavier and more power. But other than that, I think just the here, let me turn these lights back on. Sorry. Other than that, I think the main thing that would help the most is late model stocks. Pros are just a little bit too different from NASCARs, but they definitely help with racecraft, learning tracks a lot, and just the general fundamentals of racing a bigger car.
So
So
you're in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jacob.
Were you asking a racing question? Because I was getting into.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to ask. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you're in with Setzer Racing and Development. Like I'm old enough. Like Dennis was running the Busch series when I was a kid, and he was so good. Is he involved in the day to day? Like, is he at the track when you're racing, and what kind of influences is he having on you?
Yeah, Dennis is involved. He comes to the track and helps out with Brandon's the one that mainly does all the car stuff.
Yep.
But Dennis helps. He does most of our tire stuff on the cars during the weekends, and then he also helps back at the shop when the car's away. He's helped a lot with driving as well too, just from me learning oval tracks and what to do. So he definitely is hands-on and helps a lot.
So kind of going outside of racing now, obviously we're at the holidays and this is our live Christmas show. So my dad's actually originally from Maryland, and obviously you're from Chester, and I don't know how much time you spend up there in Maryland anymore, probably more in North Carolina. But do you guys have any, special occasions for the holidays? I know, having crabs and, all the Chesapeake Bay stuff is really good up there. So do you have any special traditions for Christmas?
I just come up to Maryland. Not we don't specifically go out and get crabs, but every once in a while I'll have them. I do spend more time in North Carolina, like you thought. But yeah, it's I just come up here. This is kind of our first year of me really being down in North Carolina that much. So it's different to come up for Christmas. I'll usually already be here, but no big traditions. We'll go and do some stuff with our family up in Pennsylvania and Massachusetts too, because that's where my mom and dad are from. But other than that, there's nothing crazy that we'll do that's that different from, I would say, any other normal family, you could say.
All right. Speaking with the with the Christmas theme here, Ben. I asked Bobby this earlier. I'll ask you too. Santa can bring you one present under the tree. Anything. You got one Christmas wish. What's he bringing you?
A couple $1 million
Yeah,
to race.
that would help.
That would really help.
Got any extra questions, Bobby?
Oh, I'd probably change my answer on the Christmas thing. That's a good idea. I like that one better.
I might have to say like outside of money because I get that that's the obvious answer, but no, that's
Outside of money. Huh. I mean, if I have a couple $1 million, even if it wasn't racing, I could buy anything, but
yeah.
Any special goals for you next year as far as the race season goes?
I just want to perform as well as I can and not wreck cars. Just try and finish as many races, finish as many laps. As you're making it up, it's obviously a really important deal to win races and prove yourself as well as you can. But I think making as many laps and bettering yourself is also a really high priority. So definitely want to do that. And on top of that would be performing as well as I could while not destroying cars in the process.
Any more live questions, Bert?
No, not at the moment. Still silent.
All right, Ben. Well, we really appreciate you joining us on the live Christmas show. Best of luck for next year's racing, and congratulations on your accomplishments in 2025. And yeah, we appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, we don't get too many asphalt late model guys. So that's a cool perspective and a very accomplished young driver. Like, what's he, 15 years old? Cars pro late model champion. Like that's wild.
That's crazy. I didn't even know it was that young. I thought like
Yeah.
16, 17 age, like senior in high school almost. No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah,
great to see like different perspective and stuff. Just like, it takes a lot to run pavement late models. It takes a lot in different ways. I think sprint car racing is more gritty in a way, more family oriented. It's a whole different world. You can't just go out there with a family team with late models. It's crazy.
Yeah. So just to give our viewers an update on our lineup, because I don't know if we talked about it off the top. Colton Bettis, speaking of young hot shoe drivers, he was supposed to join us tonight. He had a family commitment come up kind of last minute. So Colton is speaking of young drivers, he was the youngest driver ever.
Oh, did we lose him?
Sean is frozen.
Uh-oh.
Well, we got Logan.
What's up, boys? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just lost Sean though.
He's a little frozen.
Yeah. Well, I'll continue what Sean was saying before he froze up on us like Frosty the Snowman. Colton Bettis, who was supposed to come on, ran asphalt. Oh,
Yep,
are you back?
I'm back.
Okay.
You're saying
Technical difficulty, folks. This is what it is. But yeah, Colton Bettis, who was supposed to come on, ran asphalt sprint cars this year and recently finished fourth in his pro late model race this past Sunday at Alberdale Speedway. Wasn't unfortunately to join us tonight, but that's okay. Things happen. But yeah, he was the youngest to start in a USAC race in the sprint cars. So that was pretty cool, breaking Jeff Gordon's record. So we wish Colton the best, next year and all that. I'm sure we'll have him back on. But
yeah.
Sean, are you all good on your end?
Yep, we're good. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, I'm all fixed.
All right.
All right, so we've got super modified driver Logan Rayval's on with us from Brockville, Ontario, Canada. In the words of Roy Sova. Logan, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
And he's got the Budweiser Classic hat on. He's ready to go. What's place is looking festive, man. What's the go-to holiday beverage around the Ravals household?
Wow. I'm not too picky, I'll be honest. Probably, I'm a big dirty martini guy, to be honest with you. I like some good eggnog, some spiced rum.
Yeah, that's a
and
good.
I probably won't say no to any beer either. So, yeah.
I've got Fireball whiskey with a splash of apple cider in here. So it's a smooth one. It's a good one.
Wow, never heard of that one.
So Logan, talk to us about your year with the super modifieds. I know it kind of ended on a sad note with the classic because you had a really good car and got caught up in someone else's mess, and that kind of threw a damper on what would have been a really strong race. But all in all, talk about your 2025.
Yeah, I mean it's the best year we've had so far in supers. Struggled a lot with the setup. We had COVID. We were off for a bit and kind of lost a lot of momentum there. But this year, yeah, we were consistent, top 5 car. Got a win, a lot of good finishes. Classic, we were starting 10th. There's a couple of wrecks before, and somebody dropped something on the track, and I ran over it and had my left rear go down, and that kind of was the end of it for me. It put me about 5 laps down. But overall, I mean, we're very happy. It was, as a team, I mean, it's a small team. A lot of work goes into it. We were proud of what we did. It was definitely our best year in supers for sure.
Yeah, Logan, I'm glad we got you back on. We had the podcast with you before, but I'm kind of feeling, a twin connection here. I'm just missing the glass.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're rocking the stash here, and I got a Busch latte, and you got your Budweiser hat on. Just talk about the holidays. I mean, you got your Christmas lights in the background. I don't know if you're sipping on anything right now, but just talk about what's going on in the Ravals household.
I mean, Christmas is always a big thing around here. We like to decorate. Definitely have a good time, have some drinks, eat some good food. Right now, I'm drinking Weisers and Coke. So I left that off my list actually for the drinks I like. But there's another one for you. Yeah, no, I mean we just do a lot. We have a big family, get together, have lots of food, exchange gifts, just typical family stuff. Nothing too crazy.
So your buddy Ryan Litt was supposed to come on, and he had something come up, but Bobby's got a good Ryan Litt story that he wanted to share.
Okay.
Yeah. So funny enough, when I was younger, my parents used to take me to all the pavement tracks, watch sprint cars in Michigan. We watched must-see racing like all over the place in Michigan, So anyways, I grew up watching basically Ryan Litt race, and I actually have him and one of Jason Blonde's like small shirts upstairs in my room from when I was really little. So it's crazy just seeing like guys I like grew up racing, just seeing them on the podcast and stuff, and seeing people like that. It's pretty crazy, honestly. It's just, for me, it's like full circle, honest. It's crazy.
Yeah, great guy. I'm wondering when he's going to get back in a super. He raced, I think, one classic and hasn't gotten back yet. So,
yeah, you think Bobby was really hoping he was going to make Ryan Litt feel old, and what makes a guy like me feel old is when you're seeing like, Logan Ravals drive a super modified when I watched his dad race for years and stuff like that. Like when you start,
I feel old, so you must feel really old.
Like when you start seeing guys' grandkids race, that's when you start feeling old.
Yeah, I'll be there soon.
Now go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, Logan, I was just wondering, after this 2025 season, going into 2026, is there anything you're really looking forward to? I know I didn't attend PRI like Bobby did, but I know that there was a nice, sweet-looking super modified. So glad there was a car there representing you guys. So is there anything you're looking forward to as far as, getting the super modifieds going for next year, and obviously looking forward to the Bud Classic again next year?
Yeah, I mean, and just in general with how the season went, I'm excited for this season. Hopefully we have the same or better results. we finally got our wing car, ISMA car, out at the end of the year for Evans Mills, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot, so I'm looking forward to getting that out again at Oswego and maybe a couple other wing shows throughout the year. But just in general, I mean, it was a good year. We had a lot of fun. It was just everything kind of came together. We didn't have too many huge issues. We had some small things go on, but overall it was good. So we'd like to push for a championship this year at Oswego if it's possible.
So you, speaking of the wing stuff, I don't know if you saw, I assume you did, that Flamborough Speedway's back on the calendar for the winged super modifieds, and they haven't been to Flamborough since, I don't know, the 70s or 80s. Are you going to make that trip? Because that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I want to for sure. I mean, it's about 3.5 hour drive for me. It's not too bad. But I mean, I think the goal is kind of the Oswego deal.
Yeah. See
if we can do something there with the championship. But if it doesn't conflict with their schedule, I think I want to go. I mean, I got a taste of the wing once, and I kind of can't stop thinking about it. So.
Well, I asked, I know our buddy Camden Proud, I asked him if he was coming, and he said he was. And then I said, well, are you planning on spending the night and having a few drinks? And he said, well, that's definitely one of the reasons why he's coming. So there could be a party in the pits after the races.
Real party, a Canadian party.
That's right.
We got any live questions in the chat, Bert?
Well, I don't. Says, what are some tips Jacob can use to improve his mustache from Daniel?
I think it's pretty solid. I don't know.
Really?
Who's saying that?
Got haters out here.
I like to see their mustache.
Yeah, yeah, we need Sean to grow it because a lot of our guests have been coming on here.
It's not happening.
What about a goatee?
Yeah, I know my dad's watching right now, so like he has one, and like I don't want to twin with him. So no, it's I've never grown facial hair. I usually like 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing. It's just I don't know. It drives me crazy, and I can't grow a beard. It comes in all patchy. So I'm not even going to put anybody through that. No one wants to look at that.
We got to try. We haven't seen it, so you have to try.
Well, in 5 years, Bobby, when you can start growing facial hair, maybe you can show us how it's done.
No, but so what makes the wing car like so much? I mean, sprint car world, I'm a wing only person, so it's different for me. You guys race without the wing a lot more. So what makes that more prevalent to you? Like, what do you love about it more? For me, it's just I love the wing down feeling. I feel like I don't really have to move the steering wheel. I can kind of just let the car drive itself, and you're going about 70 miles an hour faster than a non-wing car. So yeah, but what just makes it more fun for you? What makes it more enjoyable for you?
I think a lot of the aspects of it all is kind of the same. You can drive it in deep, and it's a lot more downforce. Honestly, just kind of easier to drive. I mean, you're not touching the brake. Driving it in, the car feels kind of light, like the wheel feels light. It's just in general easier to drive, a little less straining, I think, on you as a driver. Not as much wheel input. Like Oswego car, they're very touchy. If you get a little bit sideways and you overcorrect, then you have to worry about going in the wall. But with wing car, I mean, you have so much downforce that if you get a little bit sideways, you can correct it and not really have to worry about spinning out or going to the wall or having an incident. And plus, in general, I mean, Oswego, I love the track. I've been there for my whole life. But it is nice sometimes just having a different track, learning a different track, racing with different guys, just a different, I guess you would call it, I don't know, vibe or whatever you want to call it. But it's overall just more downforce, a little bit easier than Oswego car, and just you can kind of drive the balls off of it, and it's a lot of fun.
So
yeah. Oh, you can go. You're good. You're good.
Sorry, I was going to just kind of follow up on your question, Bobby, because you probably don't know the evolution of the super modifieds. They have the new tail wing on the cars. That was that 5 years ago, Logan, thereabouts?
2019 or 18, yeah.
Okay, so you drove the supers before that as well.
Yeah.
How different was that, like compared to what they are now?
Well, I mean, when we first, so we had the original older style you're talking about. There was still quite a bit of downforce. Uh, as far as when they first changed the new tail section, it wasn't a whole lot different. I mean, I think maybe like driving around guys, it's harder. It was harder to pass. It's hard to say because you're at Oswego. I mean, it's not a huge track, but there was some dirty air. Like if you're in clean air, you're a leader. You're usually gone. So I would say probably just it eventually got a little bit faster because we had a lot of wing angle in the back and we had a big wicker bill. So we were a lot faster than the previous old style. And then the last 2 years we went to a lower degree with no wicker. So it's actually became a little bit harder to drive, a lot more brake. Like I said, it's a lot more finicky as far as like the wheel. Yeah, mostly just it's I find it to have a little bit less downforce now, and just a little more touchy with the brake, wheel, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no wicker bill will do that to you. That'll lighten up a little bit. Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
challenging.
lose
I know.
that drag going in the corner, and it's just like a little. It's a little sketchy at times for sure.
Yeah, I
So,
know. You're good. You're good.
I just wanted to give our viewers an update. We are expecting Justin Peck and his girlfriend Alex Brown to jump in any minute here. Logan's going to stick around, I believe, for the rest of the show. So Justin and Alex are actually on vacation at a bar in the Bahamas, and they promised they're in really good shape to do a live interview. So we're really looking forward to them coming on, and so you guys can keep firing questions away at each other. I just wanted to give a heads up in case they jump in, and we'll go to Alex and Justin since Logan's sticking around.
Got any live updates over there, Bert?
No, not at the moment. No.
The kind of
And you just want to let our viewers know, anybody who's watching, want to fire in some questions into the YouTube chat. Bert's got his eyes glued, so just you got any questions, comments, or concerns about Jacob's mustache, you can just put them into the chat and get to them.
y'all really out here coming for my stash.
Apparently.
Cash is cash.
Yes, sir. Kind of an unserious question, though, Logan. Kind of based on your driving, from your opinion this year, racing your competitors. I don't know because I'm not a race car driver myself. I just watch and I love the sport. But would you say from your competitor standpoint, they would put you on the naughty or nice list for this Christmas?
I think nice. Yeah. I don't usually I don't cause too many problems. I don't think. The car's bad, I kind of stay out of the way. If it's good, I try to go, but I don't usually I don't have too many guys coming to my pit after the race. So far good.
Is there a guy who you'd be scared of coming to your pits after a race? I mean, you're a big guy, but
Joey Payne, probably.
Yeah.
Probably Joey. Yeah, I've seen a couple of guys had to deal with Joey over the years. So yeah, Joey.
Yeah.
I mean, his last name is Payne.
Yeah. There you go.
We got a couple of Christmas questions here that while we're waiting, we've been asking our guests if you woke up Christmas morning and you could have any present under the tree, Santa can bring you anything, what would it be?
Oh,
Can't say money. Money's too obvious.
Okay, well, I mean, I love pavement, but if somebody could get me a 410 sprint car or maybe a full team, that'd be nice. Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset if somebody did that for me.
And it's got to be dirt, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There we go.
Or I mean, any race car at all. If they want to buy me anything, I'm not gonna say
You're not picky. And haven't asked you, Bobby. I can ask Logan, Bobby, favorite Christmas movie?
There's only one answer. That's Christmas Vacation. I don't know. I can't believe I knew some people like I'm actually having over my house to watch it tomorrow because they've never seen it, and I just
Never seen it.
they'd never seen it, and I'm just, yeah, let's just say I'm not impressed by him. So
So, Daniel also asked, why would you choose a 410 sprint car, Logan?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, like recently in the last 2 years, I just started watching High Limit and World of Outlaws. Before that, I was kind of just involved in my own deal. I didn't really watch a whole lot of racing, but High Limit really just kind of got me hooked. Like as far as their broadcast, everything they do, it's I think all top notch, and that really involved me in the sprint car world. Plus, I mean, I follow a lot of guys on Facebook, and I see it all the time, and it's just something that it really catches my eye, and I think is just insane.
no, yeah, that's 410 sprint cars is where it's at. I think especially in America, it's awesome. Like High Limit, we got the best. We got High Limit Outlaws. All stars have came back. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania. So that's like a big stepping stone, especially regionally for me. Like I ran the All Stars all this year. Flow's a great thing. That plug in that, and Flow advertises it very well. And yeah, I think no matter what, I think almost everyone now knows 410 sprint cars. Having Logan and Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet's involvement in it too really helps for sure.
What do you think about that, Bert, being Mr. Dirt Late Nation over there?
Well, I gotta give it to you. Sprint cars, like just on iRacing, I can drive a late model, but if you catch me in a 410 sprint, you better get out of the lobby because
Yeah, that's the one thing. Have you guys noticed, like with streaming? I mean, Bobby, we were talking about Butler earlier this year. Like it was absolutely packed, and that was, just a one-off deal. You guys, people kind of shit talk streaming, and people will stay home. They're not going to go to the races. I don't see it. I see more people in the stands now than I ever have. What do you guys notice that too?
I mean, for me, I think honestly, if they're really going to stay home to watch the race, I think it's just too far of a drive for him to come in the first place, and that's like, I think part of it too, just having that streaming service. Flow is huge. Like Flow is just like racing for Flow is like this big, and they got, wrestling, softball, and everything in between. It's just amazing what they're doing. I mean, I think they could put so much more attention into it. I mean, them buying the late model series this week and stuff, I guess that kind of proves me wrong, but I think it's amazing what they're doing, giving us the opportunity to race on TV. And, it's another thing to market to people is like, we do race on streaming services all the time, every night. If I race the All-Stars, and when I race the All-Stars, it's on Flow. And if I'm not racing the All-Stars, I'm with High Limit, and it's all on Flow right there in front of you. And you just got to tune in, especially, when I know like Skylar and Cindy, they'd rain out with the Outlaws. So they tune in. Like it's not taken away, I don't think, from fans or anything. I think a lot of the people like that are stuck in the past, I would say. Like I know some tracks that have had that issue and have said that, but I don't personally see it. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, Logan. I mean, you have a different perspective probably than I do, but that's my opinion.
No, I definitely think even for the late models, it just does a big difference. Like at Eldora or this past year, they filled the stands. So, I mean, that's the big deal. I feel like the sprint cars they've been big. It's been a known. You've got World of Outlaw games off of them back in the 2000s. But these late model guys are really getting a lot higher with it because it's doing the sport a lot.
So speaking of High Limit, sorry to interrupt, Bert. This next segment is brought to you by Miller Lite, Zinn, and BetMGM Casinos. We have Justin Peck and Alex Brown. How's it going, guys? Thanks for taking time out.
Yeah, no problem. Speaking of casinos, we won like $1,200 at the casino just a second ago, so it's been a good day.
That's good. That almost makes up for the losses, I'm sure, the last few days too.
Yeah, we're up, man. We're up right now, but I've got a couple of days left, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
So for anyone just tuning in, you guys are in the Bahamas. When did you arrive? How long are you there for? What's the trip been like?
It's been good. We got here Sunday, We leave Friday, so but it's been pretty good so far. Today Alex got to swim with turtles, and she got to feed some pigs in the water, so she's happy. She's a happy camper.
And we went like snorkeling near like the coral reefs and stuff. It's cool.
Well, Bobby and I are freezing our asses off up north here, and so that sounds like an awesome time.
Yeah, this is well, when we left Indy, it was -2 when we left Indianapolis, and now it's 75 and sunny all day. So it's way bigger, way better change, way better.
So first and foremost, thank you guys for coming on, and just wanted to take a minute to thank Alex for giving me some inspiration to do some Justin Peck reenactments on TikTok. So.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up something real quick. So I'll get you guys to talk about the highlights of your year, both of you guys. Justin, you won 2 high limit races. I happen to be at both of them, so I don't know if you guys are looking for a good luck charm to tour with you guys next year, but talk about your 2025.
It's just a fucking roller coaster. I don't know how else to describe it. It was, we started off hot. I mean, we won the first 3 shows right out of the gate. Granted, they were 360 shows, right? We're a 410 team. We went 360 race, and we won the first 3 shows. It was there weren't slouches there. You know what I mean? They were good cars, but then we put the 410 in at Volusia, and we were just not good, and we really weren't that good for probably 2 months. And then all of a sudden, we just kind of started clicking. We got some good engines under the hood. Got the race car where we wanted it, and won a couple shows and put in some respectable finishes. And then just kind of went back down the other side of the, back down the other side of the hill with the roller coaster and sucked again. And then all of a sudden got good, then sucked, and then good, and then sucked. And I just couldn't find any consistency. We ran second at 2 big races. I mean, we ran second at Tuscarora 50 and the Skagit High Limit Nationals, so we had good showings, but it just that we couldn't string anything together, it felt like. So going into this coming season, that's what we're striving for, is that more consistency side of stuff, and hoping to win more races and just improve ourselves in the points, and all that. Again, all that falls back onto consistency.
Yeah, Justin, even with 2 wins this year with High Limit and finishing 4th in the standings is still pretty solid year. But event that we'll be excited to be going to here coming up next month is the Chili Bowl, and you'll be running the midget. Talk about that event.
Yeah. Actually, this year we're kind of excited right now because we've got some new partners on board for Chili Bowl. I'm still driving for the Petty Rossi team with Phil Rossi and Jerry Petty running the Avanti car, but our full team's actually going to be rebranded come Chili Bowl. We've got Duramax and Dryden and Railodine also on board. So we'll have 5 race cars there as a team, and have 3 different schemes throughout the team. So it's actually going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to it, man. I've put a Toyota under the hood come Chili Bowl here. So I got a new engine under the hood. Got a really badass spike chassis that my dad, my brother, and I are building in the shop in Monrovia, Indiana. So I'm really looking forward to it. This will be right up there, man. This will be right up there with one of my best Chili Bowl attempts ever.
And what was your year like, Alex? Like, so I've been to a lot of World of Outlaw races. I went to a lot of high limit races, and from the driver's side and from the wives' girlfriend's side, it just seems like high limit is such a close knit, tight group. Obviously, not everyone's going to be best friends. But talk about your year, your life on the road, what your day to day is like, and getting to know the girls out there selling shirts and doing that kind of stuff.
I mean, every year you're kind of introduced to new females on the road. Most of the time you don't know them. You don't know what they're like. You don't know their personalities and stuff. So it could be hard at first, but this year, I'm telling you, and I'll stand by this, it was within a few races, everyone was so close. Like the high limit girls, they're awesome. They support each other. Like they don't make anything a competition. Like we're all here like, oh, like who do you go through for this? Who do you do that through? And we share that amongst each other because we don't care about, who sells the most merchandise. Like, we're here to help everyone, and they're really fun. They know how, we all deal with the same stuff. If the guys have a bad night, like, we know how to deal with it. If the guys have a great night, we know how to deal with it. But at the end of the day, we all support each other. Like, XYZ won tonight. Like, congrats to you. Congrats to the girlfriend for, busting her ass off in the t-shirt trailer. Like, it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work to deal with the guys on their worst nights, but it works out when they do have a good night, because you get to celebrate with them too. And the girls this year, I mean, they were great. All of them. I have not a bad thing to say about any of them. They're awesome. And they make being like life on the road a little easier, because it's hard when all of us have, we travel with the guys 24/7. Most of the time we're the only girl. Well, when you have other girls that relate to your lifestyle, it makes it a little bit easier.
I'll let you guys jump in. I just wanted to jump in real quick. I think it was 4 Crown, Alex. You were telling me, yes, it was 4 Crown, because it was after Tusky. I don't know what kind of motivational speeches Alex gives you, Justin. It sounds like she can be quite hard on you sometimes. So maybe talk about that.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, Now, usually it's.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I swear to God, I don't think I said that.
You're good.
No, I would say usually it's not a whole lot. I mean, she kind of just lets me do my thing, and that's when kind of funny. When Alex and I got together, I say we. When Alex and I got together, I had said, "Look, this is my thing. This is what I do. If you don't like it, you can leave." Right? And she said, "Well, good for you. My family's into racing and XYZ and this and that thing. I know how it goes." And I said, "Okay, yeah. I know you think you know how it goes, but I really don't think you know how it goes." And I was wrong. She did. She understood the whole lifestyle of it. I mean, it was new for Alex, just
like the traveling,
getting on the road. Yeah, I would say leaving that close home type stuff, right? Like leaving the state of New York, leaving that Canada region, traveling to California. Like, she's seen a lot of new stuff, but honestly, she's handled it very well. She really doesn't interject herself a whole lot, you know what I mean? It's usually she throws her opinion in when she's asked, but most of the time when she does have something to say, it's worth listening to, because she doesn't say a whole lot throughout the year, which is hard to believe coming from Alex, because she's usually full of words. But when it comes to like the business side of stuff, she really doesn't say a whole lot, but when she does say something, it's usually worth listening to, because it's like, okay, she hasn't said anything all year long. She just now has an opinion. Okay, I should probably listen to this. And I hate to say it, but she's right most of the time when it comes to that.
This is recorded, right?
Yes, this is being recorded. Yes.
No, but seriously, like I had a little bit of, I didn't have problems transferring from like my weekly racing I did back home to like on the road. It was a little hard at first, because I didn't see my family every day, and that was my biggest thing, was seeing my parents every day, But I started to realize quickly, like, okay, this is what he does for a living. This is how he makes his money. This is what he loves to do. You have 2 choices. You're either going to stay here, you're going to support it, you're not going to complain, or you're going to hit the road. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. Like, I like seeing him, achieve his dreams, achieve his goals, and I like being the person that runs the merchandise side, because that's helping him in a great way, and so it's kind of like we're like a team.
And she did not want to do that. I just want to say that running, like, taking care of the merchandise side.
I told him before we even dated, I said, I'm not selling t-shirts.
That was, yeah. So as much as I like to say, like, well, I told her, if you don't like it, get out. She told me the same thing. I'm not doing merchandise, and if you don't like that, then I'm not your girl. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Like 3 years later, here I am running his merchandise.
I don't like within a year. I'm like, hey, you got a job. Like, you're gonna go do it.
And it was a job that transpired into a couple other smaller jobs, like helping up social media and the team and stuff like that. And as much as I hate to say it, I told myself, I'm never selling t-shirts full time. I'm not that girl. Now I'm like,
and here we are.
No one else is selling t-shirts except for me.
Bert, did you have anything on the chat?
Yeah. What's your all's favorite track to attend with high limit?
Kokomo.
My favorite track of all time is Kokomo. And yes, I'm from Indiana. That's probably why I love Kokomo. However, Kokomo is the baddest bull ring, man. Come on now. That place is awesome.
I've
Kokomo
never been.
is
It's on
good.
my list for next year.
Good. We go 3 times, man. We got 3 nights. We got 2 nights and 1
Right.
weekend, and then we got a random night later on in the year.
All right. Bobby,
Kokomo's
Logan,
so
you guys-
fun.
What's that?
I was going to say, Bobby, Logan, do you guys have anything?
Yeah, I'll ask one. So for me, I've watched, race the All-Stars and go up to high limit, and now I'm racing the All-Stars, and it's like watching you make that transition and stuff. Just talk about your transition, from being a basically regional driver in the 13 car and everything and go into high limit. That's a pretty big step. And, talk about the transition of that. And just like, I know there's always growing pains with everything. I think we all take them on the road, I guess just talk about the experience of that.
That's a good one.
So, well, okay. So I'll backtrack a little further to that. So when I was, I'm going to say it was like 2018, 2019, I was still running the family car, still running the 5X, driving for my dad. When we were running 20, 30 shows a year, which is what we could afford. But my point to that story is that I was doing that, kind of running around Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, like that Midwest region. But I still was, I got hooked up with Clayton Snow, went out to California, ran Trophy Cup, did that kind of deal. Then eventually went to the Trone thing, ran in Pennsylvania, and in that time, got hooked up with Pete Grove too, and was running Pete Grove stuff, like kind of for like the latter half of the year in 2019 on the All-Star deal, which was like a big step, right? Like it was like, okay, like now all of a sudden you're getting paid to race, not getting paid much, right? Because you're not racing at that point. I wasn't finishing very well, so I wasn't getting paid much. And then transition to 13 stuff. And to me at that time, right, like it was Outlaws, All-Stars. Like that's what you had. So to me, that was like making it. And then did that deal, fought for a championship, ran second 2 years in a row in the 13 stuff to Sunshine. And then that was 21 and 22. And in 22, we battled for the championship right at the end, man. Those last handful of races, we DNF'd like 3 times. And at the end of the deal, Sunshine beat us by 2 races. He had 0 DNFs the entire year. We had 5, right? So
I remember the key race at Williams Grove. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes. And so, but my point to that is like, to me at that time, that was, we're making it, man. We're making a living racing. We're traveling, we're doing XYZ, but that still, it wasn't necessarily regional at that time because we went to South Dakota, right? We went to Illinois, we went to Florida, so it was like the eastern half of the United States. Mm-hmm. But I would still go run Trophy Cup. Like I'd still go do that. And now moving to the high limit side of the stuff, it's way different because now all of a sudden you're running the same car at all these places. You're going coast to coast, north, south, east, west. And honestly, I would say it's a lot easier when you get to run the same program the entire time. But it's just different. Just the logistics of it are different. The way you interact with, I was so used to interacting with the 13 car for these races, and then I knew at some point I was going to interact with somebody else, and that's where the differences lie. It's like now all of a sudden I'm interacting with the same group of guys, for all 100 races. I was used to running 100 races, but I was used to doing it 60 with this guy, 10 with this guy, 10 with that guy, 5 with that guy. And I really enjoy what I'm doing now. I'm surrounded by a great group of people with Rudine Racing, and I don't feel like those guys get the credit they deserve as far as how top tier their program is. Like everybody loves Rudine because like, oh, they got the nice stuff, they got the bougie trailer like XYZ, but you don't realize like the personal side of it until you're really involved with it. And I feel like, for years to come, that's where you're really going to see the 26 car take that next leap. And it's pretty cool. And I got to give it up to the 13 guys because they're kind of the ones that taught me that little close-knit relationship and how to deal with guys for years, right? Like I was used to dealing with guys for 1 year at a time or 2 years at a time or for 10 races a year, right? Well, now then I got to work with Sean Strasbaugh and Tom Book and Kurt Williamson. And they kind of really showed me what it is to be a professional race car driver from that side of things. But then they also showed me what it was like to work with a professional team night in and night out. And it was a lot of fun. But to transition to the high limit stuff, like I really didn't think it was a whole lot different than what I was already doing with 13 guys, right? Because we did the all-star stuff, but outside of that, I mean, we didn't go necessarily coast to coast, but I was already kind of doing that gig just with different people. So for me, it's really not a whole lot different.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I have the utmost respect for you, and what you've done like throughout your career. Because backstory to me, I like went with Brett Lane Racing. I traveled with them for a little bit, and I worked on the road with them. And to see like your hard work and just the amount of stuff Brett Lane's told me about you, and just seeing like your hard work, and just like he's really thought you were a driver all the way through. And no, yeah, to be doing the All Stars now, I think like. For me, when I watched you do the All-Stars and stuff like that was the thing we watched every, Friday, Saturday night. So that's crazy to see like where you are now and just keep watching every night. And, you're doing great things. And it's fun to now I get to race you sometimes in a high limit.
Yeah.
Stuff. It's funny, come a long way, but no, it's definitely cool getting to race with someone that you've watched all your life. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I like Brett, man. I like when we get to go hang out with those guys and get to race against you guys. Like, those guys are good people.
Yeah. Brett lives like 2 miles down the road from me, so that's interlinked there. So
so speaking of Brett, it's just funny. Like we just end up chance meeting, right? Like I had raced against him. It was like I was running my dad's 5X, and I can't remember. I want to say it was Brian Smith, but that might be inaccurate. But I feel like he had Brian Smith in the car. And we were racing like Attica Fremont, back in the day. We're talking like 2017, 2018. Then all of a sudden he gets capped in a car, right? And they start winning quite a bit there in the Ohio region. And then they go All-Star. The same time he goes All-Star racing, at the same time I go All-Star racing. It was like, now all of a sudden we got a beer wagon in the pits. Like, what are we doing? These are my people.
We'll let you guys get going. We had a couple Christmas related questions. It is our live Christmas show. So one thing we've asked all of our guests so far that have come on, money doesn't count. You can't say money, but if you have one wish from Santa Claus, you got one present under the tree, what's Santa bringing you guys?
Well,
win the championship.
Yeah, I think my normal answer would be a bag of money because that's what my dad always said at Christmas time.
Win the championship.
But yeah, I mean, winning 2 championships, getting the #1 charter. That'd be what I had.
Damn, we had the same answer. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good Christmas.
#1 charter is worth quite a bit of money. So you said no money, but winning the charter is worth a lot of money.
If anybody's been following the racing news this week, we've learned that charters are worth a lot of money now.
I mean, look at it this way. I mean, we Redeem Racing as a team has the 8th charter. There's only 10 of them. That 8th place charter is worth $200,000. I mean, to win the Outlaw Championships, $350, right? Like to win the All-Star, I about called it the All-Stars. To win the High Limit Championship last year was $250. We're an 8th place team, basically, the way the charter system plays out, and you still get $200,000. I mean, that's unheard of, and it's only going up from here. And we're going to start awarding more and more charters as time goes on here. So, I mean, eventually, just say there's 20 or 25 charters. It's going to be worth a lot of money. It's going to be kind of nuts. It's good for teams. It's good for drivers. It's good for crew guys. I mean, it's good for all sprint car racing. So that's what I want. I want the #1 charter under my Christmas tree.
All right, Jacob, I'll give you the last one.
And a quick question for Alex. Are you going to continue to be the VP Racing Fuels Girl next year?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, side note, you guys are going to love our first T-shirts of 2026.
Okay.
And a helmet to match.
That's awesome.
Yeah, VP is going to be my, when I can. Most of it's like outlaw shows, stuff like that. But, it's broadened my horizons to a lot of other things. And they like that I do the T-shirt deal on top of it. It shows like that I'm versatile. So I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, guys,
until I'm like old and crusty, then I probably wouldn't do it. But hey, once I hit 30, I think I'm done with the trophy girl deal.
Well, guys, I know you're on vacation. Alex, thanks so much for setting this up and making time for us. Jacob has never been to the Chili Bowl. He's making his Chili Bowl debut in
Hell yeah.
2026. I'm going to be
Oh,
there
his
too.
TikToks are gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing you guys at the track and at the casino, I'm sure. So we'll have some drinks, we'll have some fun. We'll hopefully you put on a good show too, man. We're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yep, sounds good, man. Monday night, my prelim night. So we'll see you guys there.
Okay, there we go.
And don't be
Monday
late.
night. I will be there all week. I was thinking I'm going to take a night off, but I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. So
Ooh. Come
It
on.
never does.
We always say that, but
Yeah.
it never happens.
You
I
gotta
would say I'm gonna race and then go home, and that never happens.
And take your vitamin C.
Oh yeah.
Take your
there we
vitamin
go.
C.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Yeah.
we'll let you run. Merry Christmas to you, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, a couple of our favorite people, Justin Peck and Alex Brown. Yeah, go see Alex at Justin's merch trailer in 2026. She's awesome. He's a great dude. You'll see him drinking Miller Lights at the end of every night, win, lose, or otherwise. Yeah, love those guys.
Did we miss any live questions, Bert, over there?
Nope. It's a doorknob.
So next, we're gonna have Felix Waugh jumping in. Second year in a row, he won most popular driver with the Super Dirt Car Series. Bert's gonna have a really fun time understanding anything that Felix says with his French accent. Bert being from Kentucky.
I guess. We'll see.
So any other events you guys are looking forward to in 2026 in particular, either racing or just watching?
Kokomo.
Barely go.
Kokomo, All-Star High Limit. Anything else? Pretty much anything high limit or All-Star is pretty exciting to go watch. So
How about you, Logan?
I'm excited to go back to Evans Mills with the wing car. It's a nice facility, great track. I'm looking forward to that.
And another one of our viewers asked, Logan, what's the hardest part of controlling the car at a high power?
I mean, I think your throttle control is pretty big in these cars. It's pretty easy to spin the tires. I would say that's probably one of the biggest things, and just trying to be smooth. Those two things, being smooth and just trying to keep the tires under you.
All right, and we've got Felix Waugh coming on. It just looks like he's just setting up. There he is.
Yeah.
Here's my mom's favorite big block modified driver, Felix Waugh.
How you guys doing?
How's it going, buddy?
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Awesome. All right.
So, congratulations again. Was it second year in a row most popular driver on the Super Dirt Car Series?
Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
It's really nice, you know. I think it's the third year in a row. Yeah, third year in a row now. So, yeah, I can't be more thankful. I mean, I got some loyal fans and a lot of fans, and it's just nice to see, you know.
Well, with a nickname Hollywood, I would think so, right? You know, you got some cool merchandise, and I know we had you on earlier on the podcast, and I just wanted to thank you again because I know Sean's been texting me and said, hey, Felix really wants to come on the podcast. Like, he wants to come on really bad. He'd probably come on like every single week if we could. So we're glad you could join us. But
we might have to have a regular Hollywood segment or something because Felix is always like, when am I coming on? When am I coming on?
Yeah. No, I always enjoy coming on the podcast with you guys. It's always a fun time. So, yeah, when I see you at the track, I'm like, so when's the next time, you know?
And you had a hell of a year. I mean, you got 14 wins, ran around like 100 races this year. Just kind of walk us through with the modified stuff.
Yeah, we had a great season. We We racked up 3 track championship and yeah, 14 wins. So I can't ask for a better season. We had our ups and downs, but that's just normal. But yeah, great season overall. We're struggle a bit more on the big block tour, right? But small block program's been really good, and I think we're going for that next year also. Same kind of season and same amount of race. Partnering up with the one team's gonna help us out, and yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that, but first, like you did 101 races this year. Like,
Yeah.
is that something like did you set out to do that or did it just kind of happen? Like, was that a goal of yours?
Yeah, man, it's just a nice milestone to hit, So we planned about 130-ish at the start of the season, and it rained out a lot at the beginning. But like my last 40 races, I had to do like at least 37 of them to hit the 100
Mhm.
race goal, and it never rained, and we hit all of them. So yeah, just super nice because nobody did that in 15 years. The last guy that did it was Danny Johnson. So I think it's just nice, to add my name up there, and the guys work really hard. So it's just a nice year, yeah.
I'll let Bobby or Logan, if you guys have anything, jump in because you might have got shortchanged last time. So
For me, I'm a pavement guy. Do you have any kind of aspirations to jump in any kind of pavement car? Anything at all?
Yeah. I think I said that a lot, but Friesen's career, I like that. Running the truck series, so I know it's a lot of money, right? But if I get the opportunity, I'd probably just take it. And I think just everybody dream of running NASCAR, so yeah, it'd be a thing I want to try, or even like a super late model on asphalt. These cars look so fast and look nice to drive. Even if I'm a dirt guy, I think trying asphalt would be nice because when I started racing, I actually raced pavement go karts on a road course. So yeah, it was fun too, and I'm sure I have a lot of fun do it again.
I don't know if Logan's asking that because he has a spare super modified sitting around, but you ever seen those things go on pavement?
What?
The super modifieds?
Yeah, I've seen these things in videos. It
Yeah.
looks crazy. These things look so fast, and I'm sure it's tough. I don't know if is Logan race them. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you
Logan
said.
races them. Yeah.
That's nice. Where do you race them?
Mostly Oswego. Mostly
Oswego,
Oswego,
yeah.
and then some other spots in New York State. There's two shows next year in Canada, New England, that area.
Nice.
I've
Yeah,
got
Oswego's
I've
a fast track.
I
I'm
was gonna
sure it's
say,
fun.
Felix, I got one for you. What's Oswego like on dirt?
It's fun, it's different. This year is the small block race was great, but
Mhm.
the big block race it rubbered up after like
Yeah.
20 laps. If you weren't hitting the wall every lap on the top, then you weren't doing anything. Like I think just Larry and
Is that me or is that Felix?
No, I don't think it's you. I think it's him.
Yeah, okay.
Got to ask him about sprint cars next.
Yeah. He Felix was asking me if I knew anyone that was looking for a chili bowl driver. So I know that's on his list of things to try, but like he will race anything.
Swap rides. There you go.
We might have something brewing for Volusia or Ocala this year. I don't know if I was talking with Jack Lehner and Connor Morrell. They wanted to swap rides, and Dirt Vision may or may not be setting that up. Little tidbit going into 2026. because Connor is from Florida, so he said he could take his car to Volusia or to Ocala.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, it's freezed out. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're good. We're talking about Oswego on dirt.
Yeah. So yeah, it rubbered up after like 20 laps, so it wasn't that fun, and I wasn't good enough on the top right. So, but it's a fun track. It's a fast track usually, and I enjoy going there. I've never been to Syracuse, so I don't know. People say it was like different down there, but I've never actually went there. Only like as a kid with my dad, but um yeah, I'm sure running it on asphalt is even faster, right? But yeah, it's just different. Nobody's got a home track advantage, right? Because we go there only once a year. So yeah, it's just who can figure out the best.
Go ahead, Bobby. You wanted to ask him?
No, yeah. So what do you think of sprint cars then? Because dirt sprint cars, to be clear.
Yeah. Um, I think yeah, that's another animal. I've never raced in these things, but when I watch these races, even I know the 360 sprint cars go to Granby.
Yeah.
And I always watch them when I used to race at Granby, and it is crazy to watch. Like the 360s and the 410s at Charlotte. It's just
Yeah.
like these guys are crazy. I don't know if do you run the 410s?
Yeah, yeah. I run the 410s. I run the All Stars. We go to Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, New York, Pennsylvania, and all that deal. So kind of travel around the Midwest area in the United States. So
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, I enjoy watching them. It's definitely different, open wheel kind of thing, and it's just you go straight in the corners, and it's kind of yeah. You have to be a little crazy to run that. So I don't know. Yeah,
So
I think my parents would agree with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Bobby and Felix, you guys both run Sharon Speedway.
yeah.
So how would those tracks compare then for a big block and a 410?
Well, when we went there with the series, the 410s was actually there, and they were running like the fence. Like I tell you, they were on the fence, and
That's where Bobby sells his most t-shirts is when he runs up there.
yeah, I mean, you every corner you think the guy's gonna go through the fence and go in the pits, and it makes it stick, and I don't know how, and it's just so fun to watch, and the big blocks when we went there it rubbered up because the sprint cars were there, and they ran the sprint first, so it rubbered up for us, but
Mhm.
it's definitely a fun track in the heat race and practice. It's a really nice track, so we're going back next year, so I hope it's going to be better, and we can have a great track prep, and I think we can put on quite good of a show. And yeah, I mean, come back to the sprint cars. I definitely like to try them, but maybe not like at a big track. I probably want to go do some practice, just a practice like all by myself and run
Oh,
them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're especially the big tracks, there's something. Even Sharon's just yeah, you're right. You enter right on the fence there, and it's pretty much yeah, I only raced there once this year, but we did really good there. And I never came off the fence the whole night. I was do or die up there. So it's
Right.
kind of one of those you gotta have a different mentality at Sharon, especially that place, because it is literally the walls, the cushion. There's no cushion, it's just the wall. So you gotta kind of get it in there, and then when you get in there, you just got to literally aim for the wall and hope you don't water up. So that's pretty much the strategy there at Sharon. So I would agree. Sharon's a pretty crazy place to watch sprint cars at.
Yeah, and like even like I watched the sprint cars run the fence, I'm like, all right, yeah, it's probably gonna be good for us. And dude, I couldn't go up there, like the bottom was just so dominant, so we didn't have like the chance to run the top. But yeah, definitely enjoy watching the sprints. And yeah, like I said, we want to try them, but like alone on the track, not and go out there and time trial with all the guys, I don't think it's a good idea, you know. So
Hey, Bird, you got any questions over there in the live chat for Felix?
No, just what's the most challenging track for the big block modifieds?
it depends. Like going let's say the valley, it's like a huge track. Like when we go there, the locals are just so good, so it's so challenging for us. But yeah, and again, like there's a few other tracks, like technical tracks, like Weed Sports, just so slick and so
Mhm.
technical. These are like really challenging racetracks, right? But one of the most challenging, I'd say, it's probably Brewerton. The way it's shaped, it's like it's a D shape, right? So you have to be really fast in your decision on the track and all of that, because it's so everything happens so quick, right? So yeah, I'd say these tracks are probably the most challenging ones.
So I saw you at Brockville late in the year. And man, you almost won that 358 race. Like Matt Williamson swept the weekend. But that was another track. I was blown away by how fast you guys were at that place because it's a bull ring. It's really small, but man, you guys were so fast there. Like what's that place like getting around?
It's pretty, yeah, like you said, it's pretty small. I think going too wide is like it's so tight just going too
Yeah.
wide, right? And when Paul had that track prep, he put it so like tacky and heavy that if you weren't careful, like in time trials and practice, you could just flip, you know. So you had to be careful, and it was pretty fast. And like I said, like everything happens so quick when it's bullring tracks like that. And yeah, we had a good run there before flat tire, but it's
Mhm.
definitely a fun track, and it was pretty fast that night. And like the 358, yeah, it was more slicked off the next day when we ran the 358, right? So, um, and yeah, I got passed by Williamson with 5 to go, but
Yeah.
we had a great run, and he just caught me off guard in traffic. And yeah, I mean, just part of racing, you know. We'll get him next year.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like I love Matt. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But man, I was pulling for you. I wanted you to win that so bad. You led all it was a 100 lap race. You led 95 of them. It was heartbreaking, man. I was
Yeah.
scared for you. If I had I don't know, I don't think you can have the late model glow sticks like you can, where you make the signals and stuff. I don't think that's allowed in modified racing, but if it was, man, I would have been waving them for you.
Yeah, I mean, and like every year we go to that track and we run that 358 show on Saturday, it's always rubbered up after like 20, 30 laps, and it's one lane down on the bottom. And like, so this year I was leading, and it never rubbered up until like 5 to go or 10 to go. And I didn't know because the top was good, right? And he got me on the bottom because it started rubbered up, and I wasn't quick enough to go down there, right? Because I didn't know. But yeah, I mean, he's Williamson's a nice guy. You know, he helped me a lot, and he's definitely a tough guy to beat on the track. And
Hmm.
but you know, he races clean all the time with me, and just enjoy racing with him. Yep.
And I know we're kind of getting down there on time, but quickly, Felix, doing anything special for the holidays? I know it's a cool time of the year to spend time with family and friends. So, doing anything special for around Christmas time?
Yeah, I'm actually leaving tomorrow for my how do you get I don't know how to say it, but chalet, like
Cottage?
a home in the woods. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
cottage. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cottage, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're leaving to go there and enjoy time with the family. There's no internet up there. Like we don't even get zone or anything. So we just enjoy the Christmas time with my family and run my 3-wheeler. I bought a Honda, a 3-wheeler, 1983 last year. So we're gonna go rip that in the snow. So yeah, just
Nice.
gonna have fun.
All right. We've asked every guest that's come on. I'm going to ask you, if you could ask Santa for anything under the tree this year, what would it be? You can't say money.
Right. Man, I don't know. Probably, I don't even know. Yeah, tires and fuel for racing.
I'm sensing a theme here with everybody.
Yeah, I'd like to get some VP barrels under the tree, so we can.
Well, hey, we just had Alex Brown on. Maybe we'll send her a note.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Awesome, guys. I enjoyed the time on the podcast. And yeah, you guys have any more questions?
Well, we only have one more guest on, Michael Leach, who runs Super Late Models. You would have seen him at Charlotte. Felix, you're welcome to stick around too. You can, if you want to ask him anything, because we only have one more guest to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're just waiting for Mikey Leach to come on. Any other family traditions you guys have around Christmas time?
Yeah, we go to Florida. So I'm leaving the 26th to go to Florida, and because I got family up there, right? So just gonna enjoy family time in Florida, and yeah, just enjoy the sun.
We're at in Florida. Maybe we could meet up and hang out.
We're in West Palm Beach. So where are you at?
Yeah, I'm in the north part, so that's too far, unfortunately.
All right.
But we'll be I think we'll be at Volusia to see you at for the Super Dirt Car Series race at Volusia, man. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll be there. And I'll be at Alltech. Alltech just dropped that there's going to be some race, so we'll be there at Alltech in Volusia with Almost Speed Supply, my U.S. team. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
That music can only mean one thing. We have Michael Leach coming on, the biggest Marty Robbins fan you'll ever meet.
That's right.
At the age of 60.
Absolutely.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I just got back from the shop, freaking off season, getting everything together, trying to get everything together. That's about it. Just got back to the house. Actually, matter of fact, I moved into this house today. This is the first night I'm staying at this house.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. I got stuff everywhere, but we're getting it figured out.
So how was the dome, man? You were running the Gateway Dirt Nationals. You set fast time in qualifying, and then you kind of all went to shit after that.
Yeah.
So what was the experience like?
Yeah. After quick time, it was all downhill. But I don't know. Like, me and my boys talked about it all week. It was like, dude, no matter what happens, we set quick time at the dome. You know what I mean? It's like, screw it. I know it happens. It's the dome. Like, shit happens, right? But hey, we set quick time. We got a nice little check for it, so we'll take that. First time there, we'll take it.
Well, first and foremost, I want to go and do the chant. Leach, 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 leach. Super excited of your beverage of choice, Michael. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
So I wanted to go back to your big win at Charlotte. I know it wasn't the big one with the Supers, but it was a big win with the Crate Late Models. You had super guys showing up for that race. It was a really rough track. I was watching on Dirt Vision, all that. The cars were looking like freaking monster trucks out there. Just talk about the experience. I know you were pumped. I know I was pumped, and all your guys at Lowenboro Motorsports too.
Dude, it was intense. We showed up the first day. We knew it had rained all week. We knew they got a ton of rain, and we showed up to the pit meeting the first day, and they told us, they're like, yeah, boys, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to be on track. We're going to make it happen. So, we hang around all day. Of course, the day before you get loaded in, you do all that like you're there all week. You know what I mean? But we got unloaded. We're ready to go, and we sit around. We wait. 1 or 2 o'clock comes around. They're like, all right, how about 3, 4 o'clock? We're going to get you boys on track. Whatever. That's fine. Well, it ended up not even happening that night. The track was so bad. It was just way too slimy. Like, it wasn't going to happen, There was no – and I almost knew that the morning of. But then we went to the pit meeting, and they gave us a sliver of hope. So we're like, hey, maybe this will happen. Maybe we're going to race. Man, it was barely good enough for the day after, for Friday. Like, I don't know who thought we were going to race or not. But, yeah, they kept us all around. They thought we were going to race. Didn't happen. No big deal. You know, whatever. We unload Friday. We go to hot lap, and I mean, I'm sure you guys saw the video. You guys watched. It was like, I don't think I've ever been a part of anything like that ever. Even at like a local show, just trying to get the show in. Like it was. I don't know. It was nuts. But we hot lapped. We didn't qualify. Well, we qualified okay. We started outside pulling our heat race. We were able to win that. And that's really what won us the show. You know, with it being so rough, with how rough it was, the redraw was super important, and we were just lucky enough to redraw the pin. So we redrew first. It was a 25 lap race. Freaking, you take off from first. It was hammered down for the most part, and I don't know. We just took off with it. We had a soft tire on too, the right rear. A lot of other guys didn't. I know the top three. The other two guys had a 55. And I was on a 21, so I think that helped us out a lot, especially with how many cautions there were. Which we knew there was going to be a lot of cautions. You know, like the track was still super rough, still super heavy. But I don't know. Starting on the pole really helped us out. I do think we had the best car either way, but starting on the pole helped us out. But yeah, by far our biggest win of my career, like no doubt about that. So I don't know. I was super pumped about that. Like you said, we ran a bunch of super races, and I only ran 2 crate races all year, and they were both at the end of the year. So to hop in a 604 late model for the first time and actually race it for the first time I didn't know what to expect. I mean, obviously we wanted to win. We had the best equipment, you know what I mean? We just come off a whole year of running super late. So, but to unload with those boys, like they're legit, you know what I mean? All those guys are legit. And to unload with those guys, be up to pace and just end up winning the thing, man, it was awesome. I'm still pumped about it. I know I got other stuff to worry about, but no, I'm definitely glad that we decided to race the crate car that week.
I'll let all your fellow drivers ask you the rest of the questions. I just had one, and one of the highlights of my year, honest to God, man, and like some of my top moments of being at the racetrack aren't for guys' wins. But the one night you had at Charlotte, I couldn't get down to the pits fast enough for your 8th place finish at Charlotte.
Yep.
And I missed. It was like the finish of the year with Hudson O'Neal and Brandon Shepard, and I didn't even see it because I'm watching you. So you finished 8th, and I pulled up the results here just to let everyone know. Michael Leach from Sun River, Montana, finishes 8th. 9th, Tim McCready. 10th, Brandon Overton. 11th, Dale McDowell. 12th, Bobby Pierce. Man, like, how cool is that?
That was, so I know I just said that win at Charlotte was the best run of my career, but
Yeah.
I might have to backtrack on that. Tell you that Thursday, our prelim night at Charlotte was probably our best run of the year for sure, if not my life. But I don't know. That was super cool. And I've been chasing that house car all year. I work in the same shop as Overton, you know what I mean? So, and I was getting lapped by him all year. Like every time he'd come to lap me, he'd throw a giant slider, and I'm like, go ahead, man. You're good. You're good. I get it, you know. Just let him have it. And then he was running in front of me there for a little bit. Obviously, no dig on Brandon or any of them boys. I love them boys so much. They were a big part of my program this year. But I don't know, just like passing all those guys and racing with Dale McDowell, that was cool, you know what I mean? But being in the shop with Brandon and Burrows all year, and then finally having the opportunity to race with them at the end of the year, and then actually get up there and pass them, like that was, I don't know, that was really special to me. You know what I mean? Because I look up to all those guys big time. I work with them day in, day out. And to finally be able to race with Brandon and not be getting lapped was probably the coolest moment of the year for sure. But yeah, you mentioned all those names, and that was cool because it wasn't like it was just an outlaw show. You know what I mean? Everybody was there. Like everyone and their mother was there. You know, so it was that was really cool. It was almost like Run That Eldora, like the world of the dream. You know, it was that type of feel. So just to make the show with those guys, that was our first goal, obviously. That's my goal usually when I go to these big races like that. Just make the show, get some laps, you know. We ended up making the show and starting 12th. And at one point, me and Ricky were battling for 5th for a little bit there. And like I said, it was so new to me. Like every time I've been racing with those guys, I'm getting lapped by those guys, you know. So to actually be racing with them and passing with them and just being up to speed like that was, I mean, I could get used to that for sure, but it's going to take some getting used to, you know what I mean?
So, Michael, we still have on our show here, we have Bobby Elliott, who runs dirt sprint cars. We got Logan Ravals, who runs asphalt super modifieds, and Felix Waugh from the Super Dirt Car Series. Boys, if any of you have anything that you want to ask Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I can go if.
Sure.
I'm wondering because I was watching Gateway Dirt National right on Flow, and it's the most viewed show on Flow ever. I think it said so. I was wondering like, what's the atmosphere down there? It's like a arena, right? So like, is there a lot of fans going in the pits, and like, how does it work? Like, what's the feeling down there? You know?
Dude, you couldn't walk to your seat if you tried. Like it was absolutely insane. Like if there weren't cars on the track, you could not walk through any of the merch booths. And like that was something I've never like I knew the dome was big and I've been there to watch the year before, but like actually racing in it and getting to see all the people and all like it was they need to do more of that, I think. Like it's so good for the sport, I think. It's a tough race, you know. I mean, you want to talk about luck, that's probably I don't know if there's another show on earth that you got to have more luck at than the dome, you know, just things got to go your way. But yeah, to answer your question, dude, there's nothing like it. Like if every race was like that, I think there'd be a lot more money involved. You know what I mean? There already is already, but dude, if every freaking race was like that, it brings the sport to another level. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's super cool. So definitely, I hope we get the invite again. But man, I will go every single year if we get invited, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have one. So from like late model perspective, what do you think of sprint cars? For like 410 dirt sprint cars? Like what's your guys' opinions on it? Because I know like I don't watch a lot of late model stuff or anything like that. Honestly, I'm just not like we've never been into it that much. I've always been kind of a sprint car guy. So like from your perspective, do you guys watch us or like anytime like High Limit or All Stars are on? Like yeah. So I guess what's your preferred watching of that?
Dude, I'm kind of the same way as you. So honest to God, I'm not really a race fan. You know, I'm a race car driver. I watch every super late model race that I'm not at. I watch every super late model race that I raced in. But man, I haven't watched a NASCAR race in 5 years, probably. I'll watch the Tulsa Shootout, Chili Bowl. Like, I'll watch that stuff. And, you know, every once in a while, if my buddy's playing it at the house or whatever, like, we'll definitely go watch that. I watched the Kings Royal this year. It's probably the one race that wasn't a late model race that I watched. You know what I mean? So, not very often at all, for sure. I'm kind of the same as you there. But like I said, I love racing. Obviously, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest race fan. I just love to drive them, you know?
No, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, it's hard to watch a race as like a race car driver. You just want to do something. Like it's hard to go, especially in person. Like for me, I can't go in person and sit in the stands. It's impossible. Like I need to be working. I need to be scraping out, doing something. Like I need to be involved. I need to have someone to, be in on or something like that. So no, I 100% get that. Yeah. No.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been to 3 races or 4 races this year that weren't mine, and the only reason I went is because I was on the pit crew. You know, I was helping out. Like you won't catch me going to unless my little brother's racing Riata, but you won't catch me going to a race just to sit in the stands and watch. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got to be doing something. Same way, man.
So you're from Montana, which is like almost Canada. You're rocking the flannel. You're rocking the flannel shirt. You got the mullet going now. All of a sudden, I don't know how you grew that pretty quick, dude. I just saw you like last month.
Right.
Can you give us a little Canadiana for our audience here? You do a bang up Canadian impression.
You say a little Canadiana, bud?
Yeah, bud.
I got to brush up on it a little bit. I haven't talked to you in a while. Damn it, man. Yeah, I'm literally my house where I grew up, born and raised. I am a probably 2-hour drive to the border. So yeah, we're right there, pretty much the same person, you know. Yeah.
Got any live questions over there, Bert?
Nope. Just kind of touching on the article that Flo put out just a month ago. You living in the parking lot at Longhorn. Kind of what went on and kind of how does that affect you? I know you're on the road most of the time, so it can be kind of so-so, but like, what was it like?
It was, man, I loved it, especially at that age. I mean, freaking 20, just turning 21, you know what I mean? It sucked sometimes waking up, stepping out of your door and you're at work already, you know, but honestly.
Yeah, you can't phone in sick.
That's right. Exactly. But no, it was fun. It was a good time. Like we just didn't we just didn't want to spend the money to rent a house, buy a house. Like at that point in my career, a lot of things were moving around. We weren't quite sure exactly what route we were going to go, so we just, and I don't have any problem with that. I mean, shit, if I got to live in the rig right now, I'll go live in the rig. It ain't no big deal. It's just like a house, and then I could go into Longhorn, like take a shower in there and all that stuff, so it wasn't like I couldn't, like I lived in the rig full time. But no, it really was fun. I enjoyed it a lot, had a lot of fun times, just because the best times were guys would come to get their cars repaired. So they pull the rig in, they'd unload their car, they'd be there for a day, like overnight. So I'd just be in the parking lot with them, and a lot of times we go out to the bars, we go out to eat, we do something. So I got to meet a lot of cool people just being at the shop literally all the freaking time. Because there's, we probably got a rig a week coming in to get a car fixed, roughly, And so, like, everyone stays there. They stay in their rigs. I'm in my rig. So I made a lot of buddies doing that. So it was a good time. It really was.
Well, I have to say, going back to when we first hanged out over at Ocala and Volusia and during speed weeks and all that, me and Sean got to know you better, and having you back on is really cool. But just from a standpoint, I had the pleasure of doing your race day graphics and stuff this year, kind of messing around with that, playing with some funny themes, and a little bit sad. You don't really need me anymore. You're moving up in the world. You got a full-time film guy. You got a bunch of merch coming out. Talk about, your new partnership with Rowdy Mood Company. Really cool brand. I know I've been watching some of the YouTube stuff over on the Leech Company channel, but kind of update your viewers on all the exciting stuff you got going on. Every time I check my social media, you got some pretty cool stuff going on in Montana. You got the new hats, the merchandise from the Dome, and then I don't want to get you in trouble, but I know you got some exciting plans for next year and all that, and I know you're going to go to Speed Weeks and try to do your best.
Yes, sir. No, so we just got, like you said, our media guy. His name's Matt. He's awesome, man. He lives for videos. He lives for pictures. He lives for all that stuff. And my dad hired him literally. So for Charlotte, he was at Charlotte, right? I had never met him. My dad hired him like 2-3 days before, maybe a week before. He had to quit his job doing concrete, just ready to hit the road and go do this. You know what I mean? So my dad, he just pulled the trigger. He's like, we missed so much stuff growing up and racing that like wasn't on camera that you could take advantage of in the social media world. You know what I mean? We just missed so much of that stuff. So I guess my dad got sick of it, and he found this kid, Mac. He was working at obviously he was doing concrete, but on the weekends in Montana, he'd go to the tracks and just do his own freelance filming deal. You know what I mean? My dad kind of saw that. Eventually, he's like, "Hey, man, you want to quit your job and come to Charlotte next week?" And Mac was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So it's been really cool. He's done a hell of a job. We're really going to try to hit the social media a lot harder than we have been, for sure. You guys know me. That's not my forte. I like driving the car, but Mac's done a really good job taking care of all that. And yeah, like you mentioned, Rowdy Mood, actually, matter of fact, right there. Rowdy Mood Hat Co. They literally, the shop, so the guy makes it, he has a lean-to out of his garage, and he closed the lean-to off, and he makes hats out of there full time now. He's from Montana. He lives 10 minutes from the track I grew up racing at. My dad got a hold of him a few months ago because he found out about this Rowdy Mood Company. And anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big hat guy. I love my hats, especially these types, the roped hats, all that. Like, I love that so much. And he's had this company for a couple of years now. He does a bunch of stuff for Montana, sells a bunch of hats in Montana. And, yeah, we got him to come on for the Dome. And that was probably one of the most badass wraps I think I've ever had in my life, the Rowdy Mood wrap, man. It looks so cool. But to partner with those guys, they made me like 20 different kinds of hats. I still got them at the shop. I'm shipping them out here. I've been shipping them out. They're on loweandrealmotorsports.com in case anyone was wondering. But dude, it's been so cool, especially like me living down here now, and to find a sponsor like that that's literally in Montana already. They're made for Montana, you know what I mean? They do everything out of Montana. So that's really cool. It's one of those sponsors that was almost meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, it all came together. It's just meant to be. So it's super badass. I love these guys. They've done a really good job.
Dude, you have to make me a promise right now. If you get invited back to the Gateway Dirt Nationals next year, you have to do a Marty Robbins rap.
Okay. Sean, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. I was in the middle of getting this Marty Robbins rap done for the Dome this year. I was going to do the Marty Robbins rap, and I was going to do the whole thing. And then we got a hold of Rowdy Mood, and Rowdy Mood hopped on board. I'm like, dude, I can't pass up all these hats, man. Like, I live for hats. I love hats. I would show you the hat collection right now. I don't got it hung up because, like I said, I literally moved in here today. But no, it's that's definitely, if not next year, I'm gonna do it eventually. Like I'm telling you, I already had plans for this. Like we were gonna do it. So next year or the year after, whenever it happens, we're definitely gonna do a Marty Robbins rap.
I can't stress to our viewers and guys who are still with us here enough. Um, I'd met Mikey before at down in Florida, but I saw him at the Dream, and we're hanging out at his holler. He's like, "You guys mind if I put some music on?" And I'm expecting, whatever. And he puts on Marty Robbins, and I'm like, "How old is this kid?" Like,
That's right, man. I don't know. I look for that stuff. I don't listen to any of the new stuff. I hate the new stuff. I don't know what it is, but like, dude, I'm telling you, 3 a.m. driving down the fucking road in the rig, I'm blasting Marty Robbins pretty much every time. I don't. Just, that's just how it is. It keeps me going. It's that cowboy stuff. I related a lot to racing. Like them boys were on the road, they're rodeoing, they're getting after it, they're ragged out just like we are. So I relate a lot to that.
all right, so we want to wrap up here because we've been going for a good while. Got a couple Christmas questions for you that we've been asking all of our guests that have come on. You could ask Santa for one thing under the tree. What would it be this year? And you can't say money.
Well, I don't know if it would fit under a tree, but a blacked out 2025 SNS hauler for sure. That's what I want. 100%.
And also, you're in North Carolina and you got your family back in Montana. And I know you travel back and forth sometimes, getting to visit everybody over in Montana. But is there any family traditions over at the Leach family?
Yeah, there is, man. We all go up to my mom's side of the family. My grandma and grandpa's, they got a big ranch. They run a lot of cattle. They do a lot of ranching, farming. They do all of that. So we go up there every Christmas. And unfortunately, for the first time my whole entire life, I'm not going to be there this year. I was there for Thanksgiving for about a week and a half. I went to Montana. That was that was right before the dome, but that was kind of my chill pill, my vacation. You know what I mean? So took a week and a half in Montana for Thanksgiving and kind of got recharged, went to hit the dome, which is a race, but it's a different type of race for sure. And then just come on back here. So yeah, I won't make it this year. I hate it, but I'll just hang out here with my old lady and her family. It'll be no big deal. All good.
Any final questions over there, Bert, on the live chat?
No, not at the moment. No.
All right, dude. Mikey, it's been great to get to know you this year. Like, I feel like pretty much everybody who's on here I hadn't met really until this year, and everyone's on here for a reason, dude. And you're one of the you're the life of the party, man. And it's been a blast to get to know you this year. And I can't wait to see and hear what your plans are for 2026.
We're coming out with them soon. We got a few moving parts, obviously, as everyone does, but I've been working on the schedule a little bit here and there. So we'll let you know. About your schedule, real quick. Are you coming to Speed Weeks?
I'll be at Volusia. I won't be at Autocala like I was last year because they've moved things around.
Yep.
But I'll see you and Felix. You'll be doing the late model and big block stuff at Volusia right before the Daytona 500. So I don't know what your guys' plans are for the Daytona 500, but there might be a place if you're not at the track that sells wings and the girls look good that we can maybe watch the race at.
We'll keep in touch.
All right, buddy. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and have a good one. We'll see you next year.
Yes, sir. Likewise, boys. You do a hell of a job, boys. Merry Christmas. We'll see you later.
See you, Leach.
Yes, sir.
And as a sprint car guy, it's people that Mikey Leach that make me like Fender cars.
Well, Daniel did have a question for you, Jacob.
Nope.
Oh, I'm getting questions now. I guess I'm moving up there in the world.
Well, he's asked when you're going to finish your beer and if you plan on marrying it.
Actually, down there, I got the tall boy. They don't go with the little mini cans and pussy out.
I've been sitting here empty for a while, so this has gone on for a bit. Any final thoughts? Anything you guys are looking forward to in 2026, or maybe some of your favorite moments from 2025?
Well, Charlotte was a big go. I like seeing all three World League sprint cars. modifieds, late models. But that one race with where Ruben messed it up completely was pretty awesome. Definitely unexpected, but it's pretty awesome to see that Rumley car with that new hood scoop situation do really good. So I think those will make a big jump with late models here in the next few years. But other than that, the Dome was good, the North South was good, and definitely the PDC.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just jump in. Obviously, for 2025, I mean, just me personally, this was like one of the biggest years for myself, traveling to new racetracks, going to new events. It was just really a lot of fun, and just doing this podcast has opened up so many opportunities. So I can't thank everybody who's taken time to come on the After the Scales podcast and any other media stuff that we work with, working with drivers and trying to promote them, because this sport's not easy at all. And if it was, the old saying goes, if it was easy, everybody do it. So a lot of races that I watched, whether it was in person or at the racetrack, starting out with Speed Weeks, there was a lot of really good racing, both late models, sprint cars, modified wise. But North South 100 this year was really cool, watching Davenport and Bobby Pierce battle. And then obviously Gateway is really cool. So really looking forward to Chili Bowl, my first ever experience. And hoping to do some more different events next year. I know I want to go to the Kings Royal. Hopefully I get to see, Bobby, meet him in person. Obviously, Logan, being down here in Florida, don't get to see the Supermod fights really ever. So it would be cool to go to New York maybe sometime and see that. And then even Felix, I'm looking forward to seeing him run down here in Florida. So really blessed to have this opportunity to do this stuff and do it for fun. I know we don't really get paid. This is not our full-time job. So taking time to do this and have a lot of fun with it is a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, I went to my goal going into this year, and I didn't think I was going to hit it with rainouts and other commitments, but I was hoping to get to 80 races, and I ended up getting to 82. So incredibly blessed, and one of the best years of my life, obviously. And I wanted to write down like some of my top 5 races, or it ended up kind of turning into a top 10 because half of them were my favorite races, just as like the racing was amazing. And then I had 5 kind of personal moments that I was there to witness live. And the third night, Jacob at Alltech was one of the best races of the year. It was one of the first races that I got to see. There was one guy doing track prep for this entire track. He would get on the water truck, and then he got off the water truck, and then he got into the grader, and like one guy. So we were delayed for, I don't know, what, an hour and a half, maybe.
Yep.
And we were like, this better be fucking good. And it ended up being 5 wide coming to 5 to go or something like that. And Ricky Thornton got into the wall. That was an incredible race. Bobby Pierce against Rice at Eldora. That was one of the best races of the year. The atmosphere at Eldora was incredible. Rico at Four Crown. Rico winning Four Crown was super cool for the atmosphere, but that was a race where Ashton Torgerson went from like 22nd to 4th. Danny Sams with 4 to go, I think on the last restart, went 15th to 8th. It was just from top to bottom was just an amazing race. I have Kyle Larson's win at Chili Bowl this year when he was bouncing it off the wall in both corners. Him and Dayson Pursley was amazing. Logan, this year's Bud Classic at Oswego, you can maybe speak to it as well as I can. That was one of the races of the year. Otto Sidley runs out of gas. Michael Barnes, like the crowd's going nuts because Michael Barnes lost a race running out of gas, and then he wins one with the leader running out of gas. So it kind of went full circle. I know you were kind of on the opposite end of it, but that was one of the best classics that I've ever seen.
Yeah, those races always kind of seem to, for the most part, surprise. I mean, guys run out of fuel, something crazy happens. I remember, quite a few times guys, with a lap to go, half a lap to go, run out of fuel, and they have it all in the bag, and then they lose it. It was, in general, I love Classic. I love that whole deal. It didn't work out for us, but happy for Brute or for Mike, and that was good to see. He's a great guy. So,
and probably my favorite not race, but my favorite moment this year of just a guy winning was Anthony Macri winning the Kings Royal. With everything that guy's been through, just as a person, as a family, and the talk going into this year, like High Limit versus Outlaws, and then the Posse guy wins the Royal, and then Ryan Timms wins Knoxville. So you have two guys that aren't even on either one of those series winning the two biggest races. That to me, were two of the coolest storylines in sprint car racing this year.
I'll also add to that with Casey Jeserdek
Yes.
getting pole,
Starting on pole, yeah.
super modified. His dad, Timmy. Yeah, that was super cool seeing that.
Yeah, and I remember they were doing the driver intros at Kings Royal, and they announced Casey Jedrzejek being on the pole, and the crowd just went wild. I mean,
yeah.
I know he's an Ohio guy, but I'm guessing a lot of those people had no idea who he was, and they just thought the story was really cool. But we had Casey on, I think, right after that, didn't we, Jacob?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like just what a cool story that was. And how about you guys as drivers? Maybe Felix, any race stick out to you from 2025?
Probably one of my when I liked the most this year was at the start of the year. You know, the Opernet Airborne was a big show. You know, all the big names were there pretty much, and I won the race, and my brother finished second. So yeah, that was pretty nice. Also, you know, making the redraw every night at Charlotte, I think, and that was pretty nice. And yeah, just looking forward to watch the Chili Ball in January with my buddies like every year, and always have a good time, and then focus on Volusia and Alltech. You know, first time at Alltech, so we'll see how that track plays out and looks fun. So yeah, I think because I don't want to say too much. You know, we get a lot of plans, and I don't know what can I say and what can I not say. So I don't want to put myself in trouble here. So yeah, I'm just gonna. But yeah, you know, racking up 3 track championship. That's pretty nice too. You know, and yeah, just we had a lot of great moments this year. So I couldn't name all of them, but yeah, just and enjoying when you guys come to the racetrack too. You know, it's always fun to see you at the track. You know, at Brockville and stuff. So, yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah, man, hoping to see you get a couple of big wins next year on the Super Dirt Car Series. That'd be really cool. Like,
Yeah,
I
of
really
course.
want you to win, but selfishly, I want you to wait until I'm there in person.
Yeah, I mean, if we can go get one of the Gators this year, it'd be nice.
There you go.
So, yeah, all right. I'm gonna leave you guys on that.
Yep.
So hopefully we see you guys this summer and at Volusia. See everybody up there and yeah, have some fun.
Sounds good, buddy. We really appreciate you
All right.
doing this.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Any final thoughts there, Bert, on the chat before we wrap it up?
No, just Brandon asking if you're doing photography lessons this year.
I know some people that maybe need some, but he's not one of them. That guy's way too good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he was Brandon and I, we were at Chili Bowl last year. I know he can't make it this year, but yeah, he's amazing. He's at Sharon quite a bit. So I think Bobby probably gets a lot of Brandon Goodman's shots, but yeah, he's way better than me. He doesn't need any tips from me.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a nice person. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He gets some good shots for sure. Yeah, he does that Western PA Sharon deal. He always is at every track. I feel like the All Stars are at. So yeah, I haven't got to meet him in person, but we keep saying we're gonna meet each other eventually. Me and him. We just message back and forth on Facebook. But no, super pumped for next year, obviously, and yeah, really thankful you guys had me on the podcast and everything, and thanks for the Christmas special and everything, and yeah, happy we crossed paths this year because, like I said, you know, especially you guys had me on after the high limit deal at Butler and everything. I think that's where I really met you, Sean, and just kind of stemmed from there. And I think you got to know my sister really well and Skylar. And
Yeah.
it's just crazy how our paths all crossed. And yeah, super blessed to be on this podcast and everything and the way that my life's worked this year. And yeah, I've had some ups and downs, that's for sure. But still here, still standing, still kicking, still trying to chase a win. So that's for sure. But I'll be on the road with something next year. Not sure what yet, but yeah, sure we'll make an announcement here in the next few months and get after it again for the 26th season.
Yeah, we'll be keeping tabs, man. We'll be sharing everything that comes your way, and wishing you all the best next year. And I know we'll have you on next year once plans get finalized before your season starts and everything. And yeah, it's been a blast this year. Jacob, I know what we're going to take a couple of weeks off, but we're going to come out swinging in 2026 because we've got a bunch of guests lined up from Tulsa Shootout and Chili Bowl. We're going to have a lot of content at Chili Bowl. I know we've got an interview with Ty Gibbs lined up, so we're super pumped for that. And a few Chad Boat Racing guys, and yeah, we got. If you're a fan of the Chili Bowl, you're going to want to stay tuned to After the Scales because we're going to have a ton of content there.
Yeah, definitely. And can't thank all the people who joined us tonight. I know probably went longer than it should, but we love talking racing. We could talk racing, every single day of the week if we could. So yeah, thank you, Bobby Elliott. Thank you, Ben Mayer, Logan Ravals, Justin Peck, and Alex Brown, Felix Wall, and Michael Leach for all joining us. Thank you, Sean, for all you do and being a really good friend for all this stuff for the racing world and outside of racing. And thank you, Bert, as well, for doing the live chat tonight and always texting every day. I know we're basically like best friends, and I haven't even met Bert yet in person. So we're going to change that next year. We're going to get Bert. We're going to, kidnap him, take him to a race, and we're going to have lots of fun. No comment, Bert? Come on.
Nothing, Bert? Nothing.
Good. Don't look at me.
All right, guys. We really appreciate everyone. If you're still with us, good for you. You're a diehard. We really appreciate everyone who tuned in, and we'll see you guys in 2026.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Have a good one.
Merry Christmas.
And that was it.
Did you stop the live thing?
Oh. Or stop the recording, I think. I haven't heard it yet.